Okay, so this is my Wednesday update. It's funny, this is turning into more of like a vlog than it is anything else at this point, but I am wearing two different types of moldavite on my right side, sending the energy to somebody who feels like it may be helping. It's really hard to say because we are energetically entwined anyway. Pretty wild, actually. I would love to explain that connection at some point on here, because it's nothing like I've experienced before, and I have some pretty strong connections with even my children, right? So a few things have transpired. So I believe it was yesterday or the day before that I told you I was going to start manifesting a trip, or at least the money for a trip, and I woke up this morning with the money for a trip. I am not going on the trip, however, because Lulu started a new job and she wouldn't be able to go with me, and I don't really want to go alone. And also because I figured, you know, keeping the money in the account for when I'm desperate to go on a trip is probably wiser, or in case something happens, you know, whatever. But I think now that you know, happened, I'm going to I've decided I'm going to manifest a trip that won't be financially draining to me. Instead, you know, maybe I win a trip, or maybe I go on a trip with somebody, or what have you. So that's the new one that will be added tonight. I do believe manifesting for other people is so much easier for me than it is for myself. Why that is probably because it's easier to let go of. A good example would be 2 weeks ago. I was really unhappy with my circumstances and sort of feeling defeated and worthless, and you know, I don't know, there's this like sense of not feeling good enough, or what, you know, whatever the situation. And so I gave up. I just kind of gave up on that situation. I was like, it is what it is. It's A or B, and clearly, like, you have to succumb to it. You have to just be okay with whatever happens. And once I reached that level mentally of being okay no matter what happened, it kind of fell into my lap beautifully, and has been exactly, maybe not exactly the way I want it, right? But well, I mean, it's pretty close. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's pretty close. It's transpiring exactly the way I wanted it to, and it's developing beautifully, and I can't complain. And do I think it was because I finally let go of the outcome? Probably. It probably is. Like, one other thing I wanted to mention is there is a woman that does a video on manifestation even when you're depressed, or not feeling like yourself, or having a really hard time raising your vibration. This is still possible. She's absolutely right. I have been feeling, you know, hold on a second, somebody's calling me. I've been feeling really, you know, icky, not amazing. I think part of it is my diet, but and yet things are still transpiring, you know, just like I said, I woke up and the money was in my account, kind of thing. So you can still do it, even if you can only get that vibration to raise for a few minutes a day. It's like, imagine a pond, you know, and you make a ripple. That ripple keeps going, even if that ripple, you touch that water for, you know, half of a second, the ripples still flow. The ripples still flow. And so you have to keep that in mind when you're at your lowest, that even if you're just not having a day where you're feeling really grateful, you're not feeling really good about yourself, or you just don't see things coming in the way you need them to, it only takes a second for you to have like just like 1 minute of I don't want to use the word happiness, but like, so my only example to this would be like when I am sitting there in meditation, even when I'm like really freaking depressed, right? if I can get my vibe just to be happy, just to like feel excitement, just to feel some sort of positivity, any sort of positivity, whatever positivity looks like for you, whatever happiness looks like for you, excitement looks like for you. I know exactly when I get excited because it reminds me, and I can hear this time where Lulu and I were in the truck and we needed something to happen, and it felt like it was a lost cause and it was never going to happen. It was like, honestly, like the hardest thing possible at the time in our brains. It would have been a miracle, right? And then it happened. Like it happened right that second. And I was like screaming in the car. I was just like, yeah, oh my God, you know, finally. And she was screaming. And so that's the vibration I try to reach when I manifest, or when I meditate. Even if, like, again, I said just for like a second, I can get that feeling, you know, so that I know I'm creating the ripple, and so that maybe, you know, Tuesday's a shitty day, but that ripple might affect Thursday, might affect Friday, might affect next month. We don't know, you know, time-wise, you know, when things are going to happen, but firm believer that that is pretty significant, especially, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent now, but especially when, can you please go find something to do? Especially when, I was just getting back into meditation, and I was just getting back into manifestation after being depressed for over a year. I remember I was able to raise my vibration for over a week, and I was so excited that I was able to do it again. And I was coming in every morning and waking up Lulu and being like, oh my gosh, like I raised my vibration once again. We should see amazing things start happening like tomorrow. And it didn't happen, and I think I started to lose momentum because they weren't happening quick enough. But once I saw something, once I saw even like that moment, you know, of change, that snowballed for me, and suddenly I was like, oh yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, there's the ripple. I see the ripple coming. And I try to remind myself that on days like today where I'm not feeling my best, like that ripple could still be affecting you right now. That ripple could still be going till we don't know how long it's going to last. So keep trying to create more, and on the days where you can't produce one, doesn't mean that the ones from yesterday aren't still there, helping and affecting your life. So